Welcome everyone, this is a tutorial for the update Skipper design version 6. If you're interested in slicing portals, end-of-life farms and stuff like that, then you're in the right place because you can use this to slice portals and break obsidian without breaking the whole nether portal. And you might also be able to do some other cool stuff. So without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. So with this design, we have fixed some issues, like sometimes the update skipper will skip itself and not work. And other problems included the vertical butt line. People wanted to make it go down to Y level 0 or even lower. So we fixed that in this design. And also we have used a kind of like new thing, which is a quadruple butted trapdoor, which I'll show you guys the design later. And just because of that, the modules are now much more efficient. Okay, without further ado, let's start with the tutorial. First thing you guys want to do is build a wall that goes up to 108 Y level from -63. Just to make sure it's all clear, the dimensions of the wall are 16 by 174, but they might be larger or smaller depending on your location. So kind of like the one I have here. And down below, you guys would need to remove some blocks. So here you guys can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks missing at the bottom. Well, you guys would need to remove that if you're gonna follow this specific design. Here's the material list for the build. The Lithomatica is also in the description. And let's start with the building. Okay, let's start building the first module. First thing you guys will want to do is get your trapdoor. It can be an iron trapdoor or any other kind of trapdoor. And you will go up to your wall. Make sure you're facing north. So this is either north or west. This design is very directional, and if you're building facing any other way, then it won't work. So facing north or west, you're gonna get up to here and put a trapdoor beneath it. After that, you're gonna count 1. So here's where I would put a trapdoor. So I'm gonna count 1 and go below it. And you're gonna follow this pattern all the way along the wall. After that's done, you will want to put some solid block right beside the trapdoor, like this. And when you're finished with that, you will want to put some glass on top of the trapdoors. Now that we have the module look like this, you will want to count 1 to the side and 1 to the left or right, and remove this block, and you're gonna place glass in this spot. So you're gonna do this, remove the, I did it the opposite, remove the ones that are at the same level as the concrete or whatever solid block you have chosen. And after that, one below the glass, you're gonna put another solid block. When you finish doing that, you're gonna put some redstone on top of it. And then you're gonna extend the solid block 1 and do a line like this. Hey, Ignar from the future here. I did this next part wrong, so what you actually need to do is see where you put it, the full block, and put a glass block there. Next to the glass block, put another full blocks, and just put redstone dust like this, and you continue doing this, and what you should end up with is like a checkpoint pattern. So glass, concrete, glass, concrete, glass, concrete. And just ignore the next parts where you will see this is not like this, and that's just because I didn't notice until I finished the build. So sorry for that, and enjoy the rest of the tutorial all the way. After doing the line, you put some more redstone. Make sure you don't miss any spots. And when you have the module looking like this, you're gonna put some concrete blocks or any solid block on top of the redstone in this way. On the places you have put in the pink concrete, you will put also a hay bale here. And on the hay bale, you're gonna put a piston facing this way. With the first part done, we're gonna build the rail line that updates the trapdoors. So go up to here and put a observer and put some rails like this. Now extend this glass platform and put another observer 2 blocks apart. Now this is important because you want to get this rail here in this shape, so you don't want it to go up. And what you will have to do to get that effect is put a temporary block, place a rail, and place the rail on top of the observer, break the rail, break the temporary block, and break this rail and put it back. And as you guys can see, we have now a budded rail line. If I update it, the rail line will update. You want to fill in the rest of the glass like this, and you're gonna update this part, and you'll see more rails get powered. Now there will be a point where the rails are not powered. Get to that point and break the glass. Put an observer there and place the rest of the rails. Get yourself any source of power. I'm gonna use a redstone block, and you're gonna power the side where the face of the observer is, and then the side where the dot is. And you're gonna remove first the part of the face and then the part at the back. And you will see now it is all powered and it is all connected. Now, if you happen to update this part, which I'm gonna call the tail, you will see it gets unpowered. It doesn't really matter. You can keep doing this and it will still work fine. So now that we finished all of that, we're gonna build the part that butts the redstone. And for that, you're gonna grab an observer, get yourself into the tail of the rail line, and you're gonna count 3 spaces. So 1, 2, and 3. Here you're gonna place an observer and then a note block. On top of the note block, you're gonna place a redstone dot, and here you're gonna place another observer going into the tail. You're also gonna place a note block here with a piston beneath it and another piston here where you placed the observer before. Now, you're gonna put a block next to the redstone, followed by a glass block, and here at the side of the note block and one up, you're gonna place a sticky piston. Now you're gonna place a solid block next to the redstone, followed by a glass block next to the node block. There needs to be a piston facing into the glass block, and you're gonna place a detector rail here on top of the glass. Now you're gonna place a repeater here with a 2-tick delay, followed by a sticky piston here next to the glass. Here you're gonna place a observer which has a solid block on top. And after that, you're gonna place a redstone dust here next to the solid block we placed, and you're just gonna make sure it's not this ore thing, that it's just a normal redstone spot like this. After that, just put a block right here and trigger this piston with a redstone block on the side like this. Place the minecart in, remove the redstone block, update the sticky piston, and now you have successfully butted the redstone. When you update these redstone dust for some reason, you will see the pistons retract, then go back, and same happens with the redstone. Power's on and off, or off and on actually, and now it's butted again. After building this part, you will have to mirror the same here and build as many modules as you want. I recommend starting at the bottom, so this one I would have built it down, and then you start building the modules up until you get to here. So once you have done all of the modules in all of the sites, then you will build a vertical butt line, which I will show you how to build with node blocks. First of all, make sure you are in the head of the butted rail line, and you're gonna go in here and get some node blocks. After doing that, you're gonna place a glass block here and an activator rail here. It can also be a powered rail. Now, be careful that these two rails do not connect, and after you made sure that's the case, you can put a glass block here, followed by a redstone block here. Place the redstone block and put a target block to the side. Now you're gonna need a sticky piston that you're gonna place here, and you're gonna also wanna place a solid block next to this piston. Facing away from this solid block, it's gonna be a observer, and on top of the solid block, you're gonna build a node block or place a node block. You can also put a node block down here, so you can change the state of the target block. In case you would want to expand this, you will just place another observer here, followed by a solid block, a sticky piston, and you will just mimic what we did here beneath. There is another design for the node block vertical line that I will show at the end of the video, but since this is my favorite, we're gonna stick with this one for now. Now, there is an important factor, and that is that the redstone has to be on the same level as the rail that we placed before, so that when you change the state of the target block, this rail will be butted and transmit a signal to this rail. Now here at the rail, you will go to your redstone dot and place a glass block at the same level and just make it a line going both sides. So here you will have the other redstone dot. And you will place a line of powered rails going like this. Now here where you started the line, you're gonna place 3 node blocks like this and do the same as what we did right there. Okay, now that we have built the same thing here, also making sure that the redstone is at the same level as the rails that we placed. Now when we press the node block, you will see it updates the rails and triggers the butted redstone. Okay, now that I have placed all of the blocks here on the other side, you will see this is how a full module looks like. And to build the next one, you will just have to count 3. So let's get this glass block and count 3. 1, 2, 3. And here you will have the next glass block with the rail here, and you will just have to build the module here. That's why I prefer doing it from down to up, because then you will have a glass block here and a power rail here, and you will just have to count up 3, and it is more comfortable. Now that I have built all of the modules, we will have to extend the vertical butt lines, and here's how it looks like with the butt lines extended. And so what you will want to do now is go to the end of your butt line and get an observer facing this way and another observer facing this way with a solid block here. Do the same for the other side. And now the vertical path line will automatically reset when you trigger it. Make sure to trigger the line a bunch of times so the updates reach the top. And once done that, if you can click the node block on top and the whole thing resets, then the vertical path line is fully working. Check the same thing for the other side. And now you will need to build the path line that connects both of the vertical path lines. So go to the tail here and put a glass block and another 2 glass blocks here and then another one. Get an observer, putting it like this facing this way, and put the other one like this facing this way. Extend this one and put rails on top here. Now we're going to do the same thing where we put a rail here that's not going upwards. So put a temporary block. Like this. And now you can get a power source and you will have this butted line. And what you will need to do is extend this. Now, when you see that the rails get turned off, you're gonna break that rail and put an observer in and put a rail on top. And then you're gonna put a block of redstone and do like this. We go a step up until we reach this part, and we put more rails on top. Remember to do this thing, and here's the next place where the rail gets turned off, so we're gonna do the same thing, and we're gonna put some blocks of redstone. Now here you will want to put a glass block here and another one here. I'm gonna put a rail out here. Now, depending on if you were using power rails or if you were using activator rails, you will put here the opposite of what you had. So if you have power rails, you will put activator rails. If you had activator rails here, then put a power rail. Down here, we will get a sticky piston and put an observer facing this way. Last thing that we gotta do is to go to the head, and here at the bottom, go on and put an observer. Then we're gonna put a sticky piston, and here you're gonna put a redstone block. Now you're gonna go like this and make a line of solid blocks up to here. You can also remove this solid block. You're gonna get some redstone and put it on top of here, and then you're gonna put some trapdoors like this. Now this part is just for making sure that the resetting doesn't break, and you can not do this part, but you may run into problems. After all of that, the update skipper is done, and you can just hook up a dotted line or whatever you want. And if you get a portal into the end of the extended dotted line, you can break a obsidian and skip the rest of the portal. So to finish with this tutorial, I want to show you guys both of the vertical plot lines that you can build and that are based on node blocks. So here at the left, we have the one that I show you guys how to build, and here to my right is another design that you guys can use. So the advantage that this design has is that it's completely independent from everything else, and so it is if you build a really big bot line, this will be faster than this, but this also makes the every 3 node blocks independent from every other 3, so if you have a problem, it might be more difficult to spot. The build is not complicated, you just need to add a node block here next to the node block that has the redstone to the side, put an observer, then a block, 2 redstone dust, and everything else is the same. You repeat this every 3 node blocks, and you can extend it as far as you want. So if I remove this from here, I think it should work. Yeah, perfectly. And well, this is the design that I showed you, and you can just replace it if you want. This has been everything. Thank you guys for tuning in. There will be more schematics on my Discord server, and if you have a problem, you can go there and I'm sure I'll be able to help you, or any of the members of my Discord might also be able to help you. And yeah, if you could subscribe, that would be awesome. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and please leave a comment with any problems, doubts, or anything that you want to say. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.